face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
I hit the wrong button.
So I have a good excuse.
It's like on off on this thing. Nope. That's all we need.
So I have a good excuse for why I was late.
You were late for what?
For this.
You were here before me.
I know, but I'm just trying to not be like, why was Tony so late?
Oh,
Just kidding.
I always do that to you though.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm a bigger person. So, small town America, we got a new IHOP and we had to go. Today was opening day.
Gots to go.
Yeah, so we went and had our IHOP going. It was funny too, because like me and Dalton got waffles. I got chicken and waffles, delicious.
I hate waffles. But continue. I didn't mean to kill your story. I'm sorry.
The ladies got the pancakes, the Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity pancakes. So they were delicious. All of it. It's all good. So good. And it's a new IHOP. So I was Paul Fletcher goes buzzkill.
Yep.
I know. What a jerk. I
got reasons.
I don't like cats. I don't like cats.
There you go.
Your cat's stupid.
I don't have a cat.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, they died.
What? You're lying. Shut up, Tony.
Make me feel so bad right now.
Well, your cat's still stupid. And now he's stupid and dead.
Actually, I don't mind waffles. I don't like pancakes. We had them too many times as a kid, and I just my brother was on like this pancake kick. Like every day he'd ask for them from my dad would make them every day, and I was like, I hate pancakes. Like I'm never eating them again.
You ever have flaxseed?
I just don't eat them.
You ever have the flaxseed like waffles or pancakes?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like here, put oatmeal into my pancakes.
Yeah. I remember reason. I got them on accident. I got the flaxseed Eggos on accident, and I was like, I did the dad thing. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste these. I'm just gonna powder through the box. And I was like, ugh.
So this time we decided not to start with talking about the weather. Instead, we're talking about food. So welcome to RC. Talking about stuff, not RC.
Yep.
That's what it is. But yeah.
Well, you know, whatever.
Paul Fletcher, that was eggs for me. And Dad loved them, and pork chops.
Ooh, and pork chops.
So many pancakes as a kid. Like for a while I was like, all right, this is awesome. And then it was like, I hate pancakes. Like I came to this point where it's like, I don't want syrup. I don't want just keep it all away.
Wow. Are you one of those families that has breakfast every morning?
No, I never do.
Or when you were a kid. I remember I used to go by my buddy's house.
Only in school when my dad would make pancakes every day for my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I would go by my buddy's house to walk by and pick him up on the way to school. And every day his dad made some kind of breakfast, like eggs, bacon, potatoes, whatever, all that kind of stuff. And I'd be like, who has time for this? And then of course I'd be like, yeah, I'll take one of those on my way out.
Yeah. I'll just grab one. Thanks.
They'd be like, you want some of that? I'm like, yeah.
Yes, okay, I do. I would.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah, no, I'm like, give me a coffee now. Like once I hit college, it's like, I didn't wake up in time for breakfast. And even though we had it in our dorm, I was like, I'm late for class as it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
And just, run. And I didn't drink coffee at that point. And then when I started drinking coffee, I just gave up breakfast altogether.
Yeah.
So
I like breakfast. I get those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches at the shop, and I keep them in my freezer, and I just bust down with those every day.
Yeah.
Almost every day. And sometimes my daughter and I will get extra, and we'll go and we'll make 20 burritos, egg and bacon burritos, and then freeze them, and I'll just grab them as I go to work. That's kind of nice. Those are good. But, whatever. So what's new with you, Tony? How's the snow? Are you like,
Well, today we had freezing rain and slush
oh, that
stuff
sucks.
that came in, but it never really froze, so that was okay. So it just kind of melted a lot. There's a lot of so it's gonna freeze tonight. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting.
That's what we had
Um,
the other day. It was bad. It
yeah,
was like it came through and it was like freezing rain, and then that night it was like 33 degrees, and then that night it dropped, and I was like, "This is gonna suck," and it was just all
yeah.
a sheet of ice.
I have a bad feeling tomorrow's gonna suck. Like my driveway today was bad enough with it just being wet on top of the packed like snow stuff.
Yeah,
Like it's just
all
getting super
slippery.
slick.
Yeah,
So I went and like plowed it or snow pushed it, which those things are kind of like they're expensive. So I have a tractor with a snow pusher. The snow pusher on its own is about like $2,500 for the
whoa.
front of the tractor.
So is
It's
that
got
a
a rubber
blade
piece.
or is it
It's a rubber blade,
okay?
and then it's got two little like skis that it runs on, and then it's basically like a big, almost like it would be like a regular
Like
bucket,
your backflip.
but you don't have the
Yeah.
bottom part of the bucket. It just has
Okay.
that blade on the back.
Right.
And it's rubber, so it's not supposed to tear stuff up. But like it basically leaves this thin layer,
Oh,
the
yeah.
blade. So because it's trying not to tear up your driveways, which is good because my driveway is pretty crappy. Like I'll
Sure.
be the first to admit, like we've got a asphalt driveway that's all cracked up and coming apart. So if you
Yeah.
really dig into it, it's gonna rip stuff up.
Sure.
So yeah. But like you push stuff, but it leaves it gets rid of the bulk of
Yeah.
the snow, but it leaves like a thin layer
compact
of
sheet
it
of
that's
ice,
so
yeah.
slick. Yeah.
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 Can you get a salt box for the back of it?
I mean, yeah, if you want to buy it for me. Anything's possible, bro.
Why not?
But yeah. So I love it, but it's also like a pain in the butt too. Like I love going out and doing it. Don't get me. I like it's fun to push the
Yeah.
snow. I love doing it. But
Yeah.
you're always like, I'd love it to just go straight to black. Like I'd like to see the black top when I'm doing this,
Yeah.
but you
You're
don't.
like, I love
Like,
it this year, but next year maybe
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah.
Or ask
But-
me in February when I'm doing it again for the fifth
Yeah.
time.
No, I do, dude. I want it in the rain to do it. I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But it does have a front blade too, so I can flip it, and that one tends to pull because it doesn't have the skis. So you can get it to carve a little better because those skis are supposed to keep that blade. Like I can adjust it,
Yeah.
and so maybe I just need to drop the rubber blade a little bit and just be like, screw it on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had two choices. One was like tear up your driveway edge or rubber one and be fine. But I know a lot of people that say the same thing. It doesn't quite cut enough,
Right.
but you're not killing your driveway. So
Right.
target practice. I'm looking through the comments. Paul Fletcher,
Oh.
Axial 32, said that he was dealing with the cleaning up the driveways after lake effect snow and rain. Yeah, it's crazy.
He said he's in Holland. I'm
Yeah,
guessing
Holland got
Holland.
brutal, dude. So I went to so I was out of town again this weekend for work. Friday, Saturday, I went down to Indiana. So actually I went to Hobbytown Granger at the tower. It's in like Michiana, Michigan, or Indiana. It's like Michigan, Indiana. It's like right on the border ish. It's a little area called Michiana, but I think Granger is where it goes by, like Hobbytown Granger. But it's like at the tower. They've got like a indoor course. They've got an outdoor buggy course, both
Wow.
clay, and they've got an oval, crawling, all kinds of stuff, little flying area.
Wow.
But it was very snowy, and there was a big storm, lake effect snow, that hit on my way down. So this is the second time I've had to be driving in like crap weather. Like I hit
Yeah.
these guys that are watching from Holland. I hit like the Saugatuck area going down, like down 31, like right at 94, and it was like white out bad. Luckily, it only lasted about 20 minutes, but it was like fierce. And then I got there, I drove out of it. It was fine. I went to see my buddy, Pilot Ryan Media. So a YouTuber, Pilot Ryan.
Yeah.
So that he's the one at Hobbytown Granger. Went and hung out with him for about an hour before I had to go to my conference. And we went to Raising Cane's. Have you been to that before? Restaurant?
Yes.
I don't know if it's a
We went-
Midwest thing or whatever. It's like a chicken. Like you have the
Yeah.
choice of like
It's
chicken
the guy.
or chicken with
It's-
bread on both sides of the
yeah.
chicken. Like those are your two
Yeah.
options.
What's the guy's name? It's the rapper guy. I forgot his name. The face tattoos.
Well, that doesn't clear it up. That's like saying that one actress, the blonde one in the
No,
movies.
he's a Jewish
she
guy.
does
He's a Jewish rapper guy with face tattoos. Post Malone. Isn't he Jewish?
Really? He owns Raising Cane's?
I thought so.
Huh.
Thought so.
I wouldn't have
Maybe
ever
not.
known that.
He owns one of them.
I want to know about this in the comments here. It was right across the street from Chick-fil-A. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, we're going to like this worship conference and they chose Raising Cane's instead of Chick-fil-A. There's something wrong here.
That's blasphemy.
It is very blasphemous. And it was next to Mission Barbecue. And I'm like, bro, like,
Yeah. Brutal.
but it was good. I will say, I was like,
Yeah.
dang, this is good chicken. Like, and I asked them for ranch to dip my fries in, and they're like, we don't have ranch. They had something that was like ketchup ranch kind of thing. Like it was a special sauce.
Campfire sauce or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was good.
Yeah.
I
delicious.
give it a 2 thumbs up because that's all I have. I was like, wow, I like this. But
Yeah,
while we were in there, dude, it snowed like almost 2 inches.
Dang.
It was like straight hardcore snowing where they're like, maybe we just go to our Airbnb and skip the evening, sessions. I'm like, I just drove all this way through a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
You're like,
skip
I didn't even bring
that.
any RC cars. Did you bring any RC cars?
Well, I did actually.
Oh,
I had my
nice.
LMT Mini and I had my 4-steer crawler.
Well, that does
with
nothing
me.
for you in the snow.
No, not in the snow. I took it to potentially use at the Hobby Town if we were gonna have time to play. But we just chatted, catching up and looking at the course. Anyway,
Today's show is sponsored by the.
now we're
Caniac
talking about the
Combo.
weather. Caniac combo. I got whatever the 4-strip combo was.
Yep. I went to the
Okay,
one
here we
in
go. Upper left's
Alaska.
got the stuff.
Yeah.
Post Malone grew up loving Raising Cane's as a kid in Grapevine. Today, he's a friend of the company's founder and CEO, Todd Graves. After designing a hot pink tatted up Cane's location in Midvale, Utah. Very good. There we go.
There you go.
All right. Dirk's
Favorite-
also dropping the
Yep. The
dropping the
knowledge.
truth bombs on
Google
this. So
copy and paste. He said, I was going to say, was that
it was
Wikipedia?
so good. It was really good. Like I was shocked. I was like, wow, okay. Like there's all these
Yeah.
really good places around and they chose this.
Yep.
And I just, risked life and limb to meet them at this. Because
Good.
we were over looking at the course. So apparently they use something to make a high traction clay that they don't have to water. They put some kind of compound on it that makes it like sandpaper, like hard. And they don't
That's
water
cool.
the course anymore.
Really?
The clay, yeah.
And it doesn't crack?
Oh, it's cracked, but not like
Oh.
not undrivable. Like, yeah, not bad at all. It's not loose, whatever. Anyway, we walked back and it wasn't snowing or anything. We were in there chatting for another 30 minutes. I got a call saying, hey, meet at Raising Cane's. I go out and there's like a half inch on my truck. I'm like, dang. I get on the road and it's like, don't see the lanes. And I'm like, and that's not fun in a place you don't know.
Right.
And it's 5-lane stuff. And you're like, is that like a turn lane in the middle or is there a curb there?
Especially if it's like,
Yeah.
especially if it's like 4 o'clock where it's like getting dark, but it's not quite dark yet. And it's not.
It was 5:30. It was 6 because they closed. So it was like rush hour too.
So it was dark enough that you could see. Like that's the problem about snow. Like if it's like that weird hour where it's like the blue hour where you're like, I don't know where I'm going. I can't see anything.
Right.
So
yeah, it was sketch. And then I was thinking they're calling for 8 inches. I'm like, well, crap. Like I gotta be home by 5 the next day for work.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour drive. I was planning to leave it. Like my day, I could be screwed. Like this could get bad. But anyway, it all worked out. Awesome conference I went to.
Nice.
And so
right on.
I got to check out an RC shop while I was there, which was cool. So that was what
Very cool.
got me busy this week.
Cool.
So I didn't get quite the time. We did a comp, and I did before I left town. That morning, I actually did the LMT backflip challenge.
Oh yeah, I know. I was talking to Dalton today. I was like, we got to get on that. My back was sore, so we ended up not going to. There was a race this weekend, and I felt bad because I came home from work late on Friday, and I was like, I had my batteries charged and all that for the race the next day, and I'm just like, I don't think I have it in me. Like I think I had to like take a break, and Dalton was bummed, and we woke up and I could tell he was bummed because he was like saying, like Jameson's not in the watching this, but that's PNW RC Life. He's like, can Mr. Jameson just pit for me, and can you just drop me off so I can rate like that kind of stuff? Like, and I was like, he wasn't whining about it, but he really wanted to do it, and I was like, oh man. So I was like, okay, here's the thing. I'll just drive you there for your heats and we'll get your points and we'll just be out because it's 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's like, and the car is ready. I thought. So we went there, ran his first. So he missed qual 1. This one's a typical one where there's 2 quals, B main and A main. And generally he, last couple times he's TQ'd. So he just went straight to the A main. But he missed the first qual, went in cold, didn't even see the track for qual 2, and he was in the slower grouping. So there's 2 groupings in the novice class. He was in the slower grouping and then won like got fast time in Q2 in his grouping, but he was 1 spot away from going to A main.
Yeah.
So he ended up having to go to B main, and he got the bump into A main.
Nice.
But in B main, right before B main, I was looking at his car because I was looking at the times of the fast group, and there were some new guys in there, and I was like, who are these guys? And they were fast. I was like, these guys are really fast. I didn't get to see him run. But I was like, how are we going to get some speed out of your car? Because these guys are really fast. I don't know what's going on. Turned out his sensor wire was unplugged. His timing wasn't turned up enough on the can. And I ended up giving him 2 more teeth on his pinion. And then he got out there and he was a rocket ship. I mean, that's when he won B main. He was just a rocket ship. Or he didn't win B main. He led, I think, everything on B main, and then his body came off, and the marshal was trying to put his body on, and then he finished second even after that. So
still moved on.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. But then in the A main, I was looking at the time. So because of this new setup, I was like, hey, you got nothing to lose here. Just send it. Like, just drive as hard as you can and see what happens and get this new setting going. And he's like, okay. Because no one was there that was contending him for points, but his points for the season, he was just trying to make a gap kind of a thing. So I'm like, you got the points, just finish and see what happens. And so he was driving hard, but the top 3 guys, so I don't have anything. I don't have people that I saw. Like I got messages being like, those guys shouldn't have been in that race. And it's like, I get it. But if you are someone that hasn't been in it in a while, or maybe hasn't raced with this organization,
Yeah.
I think it's okay to go to a novice class. It's not that big of a deal, right? If you're there once. So the reason I say that is because the guy that won novice A main won the whole thing. His lap times were as fast or faster than the winner of A main 21.5 class.
Oh, wow.
Like he was fast. I was like, and then the other 2 guys below him were right there with him, kind of a thing. So I was like, okay. So we'll see what happens at the next race. So we are treating the next race as a tune-up race. We have a race February 7th. That's going to be a tune-up race, and I'm going to really get him a lot of track time if I can for practice and try to dial him up, because the following race from that is his first travel trophy race. So we'll see if we can get him to. He really wants to be on the podium for that trophy race.
Yeah.
And especially if it's out of town, like we'll be going down to Portland. So if it's out of town, that's going to be a big thing for him. Like I feel like if he podiums at a trophy race that's out of town, it's going to be like all in. Like he's like, this is it.
I'll be stoked. Yeah.
He's like, I'm a professional racer and novice now.
Yeah. I'm a wiener.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was good.
That's cool.
It was good to see him kind of go through some adversity.
Yeah.
He hasn't really had to do that. I mean, he's been.
What if they're that fast? That's crazy. I mean, that's good. Like,
well, it was good because he was battling with him for a little bit, but then he just fell off. But it's
Yeah.
but he
I mean,
started
when he got that
last.
much, apparently they had some time on the track before and they could be consistent long
Yeah,
term, which is one of the things, especially
yeah,
that you don't see a novice as much,
right,
the
right.
consistency lap
Yeah,
after lap.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So like
yeah,
they turned 19 laps, and the rest of the novice turned 16 and 15. So it was like they were really
they're
fast.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah, really,
Couple
really
laps
fast.
over.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing we missed a few comments up here. Crawler Tracks, welcome. And he mentioned got his hands on the FX 132.
Ooh.
So it's like the Orlando with
Yeah.
Furatech Electronics. That's interesting to me. Like a ready to run in that size is interesting to me. Like
Yeah.
building one is not interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Like I saw the Orlandos when like we were doing the Jeep. I think I had the SCX6 up at Reaction, and then somebody else had a 10 scale or I don't remember what we had. We had 24, 24th, 10th, and then he had the Orlando, and we stacked them all, and it was super cool. Like
Yeah.
the size of it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's interesting to me. They're expensive right now though, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like that's the one thing holding me back. Lots
Yep.
of people cheering on teams.
I saw that Lions and
Chiefs,
Tigers
whatever.
and Bears.
You know, I know Harley's in here, Kansas City guy, but man, the Lions are definitely
they're on fire.
like the Cinderella story.
Yeah. Yeah. They were looking good. It was a good game. Both
Yep.
games were good.
Yep.
Spin Rush C1, buggies, 2-wheel drive, carpet. Sorry.
Yeah, sounds like some expert novices.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Well, yeah, and the 21.5 class is like stacked. And so when I saw the times that were identical or faster, I was like, it takes people a while to get up there. So,
Yeah.
well, and the other thing is they allow they can't run mod. It has to be Blinky, but like, yeah. So this is just 21.5, but
Yeah.
I think they were probably running 17.5 because they looked really fast. So 17.5, it seemed like they'll let you run what you brung if you're like a novice just walking in the door.
Yeah.
And so they probably just didn't know, but that's okay.
Yeah. We've done that before, but they make you turn it back to like 80% or whatever.
Normally they catch it. Yeah. I don't know if he was sandbagging in the quals because he was fast, but he wasn't that fast. And like I said, I don't have anything bad about that because, like I said, if you're fast before and you just haven't done it in a while,
it's just if it's week after week after week, and you're like,
right?
All right,
yeah, exactly. But I also, and this is just me, like this is funny because I know some parents would be like pissed about something like that. Me, I'm like, yeah, man, let's go. And I'm in Dalton's ear being like, you got to drive faster. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And like I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was telling him we're kind of crossing that bridge right now where I'm starting to be more, I don't know if aggressive's the right word, but I'm starting to be like, you got to push it. Like, let's go. Like you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, don't just sit there and race. Like we're going faster. And this is how you're going to do it, kind of a thing. So he's gotten to the point now where I think he's out driving the setup we had on his car.
Nice.
Because we just had the same setup since last summer when we started working on it. And I think now it's the time to start dialing him in a little bit more for his driving style. He gets it. So assertive, Paul Fletcher says. Yes.
Yeah. I saw the Kaylin Carhartt. It's cold up here tonight.
Yeah.
I finally got back up here last week. The stairs looked like a slide.
Yeah.
We got so much snow, like it gapped all the steps. So I was like, I made my kids come out last Friday before I left for Indiana. I was like, hey, go take care of my stairs.
Yeah.
Because RC Jeep guy wanted that honcho. And so I was like, and while you're doing the stairs, bring the honcho down.
All of a sudden you're standing at the bottom and they're like, you see a Jeep go flying off the side. There you go, Dad.
Yep, here it is. So, and then I ended up getting a later start than I meant to. So I actually got it out to him that day. I thought I was going to get it till Monday, but worked out. But yeah, I've found some other things that I'm going to be getting rid of here Like, it looks like I've got a Mad Van. These, I don't have the bodies for them anymore, but these are like ECX. What were the 12th scale ones that they had that were like almost straight up monster trucks? They were like Mad Max looking Devastators. Is
I
that
don't
what
remember those.
they had? Like a really crazy body with like skulls that kind of hung from little chains, and look at the front bumper.
Wow. That looks like an ankle killer.
Yep. But I was gonna turn it into like take this chassis off and make like a street truck style Bigfoot, like 48s, because it
Yeah.
already had the Chevron tires, right? Doomsday.
There you go.
That was it. So I have 2 of these
Oh,
with no
wow.
bodies.
Without the bodies.
Yeah. Steve O.D. had one, and I bought it from him before he passed away. And but the bodies came all like cracked. It was like PEG or whatever, PETG.
Oh, yeah.
And they just were shattered when they came in. And then the other one, I think I sold it to somebody. So yeah.
David Ferris wants to message you about your Michigan.
I didn't get the message, so I missed it somewhere. I'll have to look for it.
I've
Yeah,
been
Carhartt's tonight because it's cold. I love this jacket.
Yep.
It's pretty ratty at this point. Like, you know, you get stuff on them, or like, you know,
Yeah,
from the
that's
tractor, like, you know, bleaching it out somehow. Just character.
Yeah.
I got grease on it from the tractor and via Instagram. All right, I'll check for it. I haven't been on Instagram in a hot minute, other than to post what I did RC wise.
Oh yeah.
So I did 2 things. Well, and I bought some stuff. So I did the comp, and while I was at the comp, I bought a fusion motor for the VRD build, so I can start to build that because I have a motor now.
So you can stack another box on top of it.
I'll talk about that in a minute. But what I did, I got called out, and so I'll use this as my moment as well to highlight a channel. RC Rolla, like RC Cola, like, you know, the RC Cola drinks.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
Tony.
his logo looks like that. You know, he designed it off of it. It's Blake Shipman, awesome cinematographer.
Yeah.
So cool to see him doing RC videos and stuff, because he does a lot of like motocross and monster trucks and mud truck video work. So
You
his
mean
stuff's really good.
Like the pop.
Like the pop. Yes.
Okay.
Pop.
Okay.
Yeah. RC Cola pop.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to be redundant, we can say it that way.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So he challenged me to a backflip challenge with the LMT Mini.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled my LMT Mini out of retirement because I wanted to, you know, keep it pristine after the shoot. I said, you know what? We're going to do this. And I actually ended up knocking out one of the headlights, so I should have left it in whatever. Pop is the only way. Everyone else is simpletons. Yes, Josh. So I moved back to Michigan. I point to my kids. Like, we walk in to the store. I'm like, look up there. Look at the signs in the aisles. See what it says? It says pop. Like, the aisle for the soda says pop.
Yep.
I'm like, that is why we moved to Michigan. That right there. I was making them say pop when we were in Virginia. I'm like, we're not doing this soda crap. Like, it's just pop.
When you're reaching in the back seat with the smack. What did I say? Stop it.
Yep. So, yeah. And I don't want to hear it's Coke. Well, what kind? I told you when I asked you for a Coke what I wanted. Yeah, it's all Coke. See upper left? No. Hey, I'll get a Coke. Yeah, what kind?
Nope. Mm-mm. The brown one. It's like
the Coke kind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I went to a restaurant once and my wife made fun of me so bad because she goes, yeah, I said, you know, I was ordering breakfast or whatever, and she goes, I said, I'll take toast. She goes, how would you like it? And I just blanked and I was like, lightly toasted? I don't know.
Toasted? Yeah. Hot with butter on it?
Like,
A little crispy?
how else do I want my
Do not
toast?
burn it. That's all I'm saying. I'm having a pop right now.
Oh.
Coke Zero. But So back to my backflip story.
Yes.
So he called me out on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, I think I have time to do it tonight." I did not have time to do it that
No.
night. The battery had self-depleted itself, went into storage mode, and so I set it. I charged it, but other things came up while I was charging. I forgot that I had a video to edit for somebody, and I remembered, and so I started editing that video. So, yeah. Anyway, I finally got to it, and I would say I took about 3 to 4 practice attempts just to kind of find the backflip off that red ramp because I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
And it's a backflip challenge, like the most you could do in a row.
Right.
So, and it was like my 4th attempt, but the 3rd one I did like 50.
Nice.
But I had one that was like, it hit the wheels, flipped again, and landed. I'm like, I don't know if he'll count that if it's a crash or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it again. But that time I also was like, I gotta watch the clock because this is for reels on Instagram. I've only got 1:30.
Right.
So I hit 1:30 at about like 40, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna finish it to 50, like make it even. I'll just speed it up. So I hit 50 and just stopped. Like
Nice.
we'll just call that good because we're out of time. Like, but I felt like I could have gone forever.
Yeah.
Like once you get the groove and you get the right like
Yeah.
rhythm with your this is getting weird.
Yeah.
So
Keep
yeah,
going.
once you get into the groove, you kind of figure out,
Yeah. Just go.
you know, how to keep it going. And it was just like so about that, I got 50.
You're like, I'm just gonna point and go
Yeah.
forever.
And it was some of them were like boom, boom, like in a row, like it land and I just hit it again. Just
Yep.
it just dropped right back into spot to hit it again. There's 1 or 2 where I had to like back up and reset myself, but I mean overall it did pretty good. So
Nice.
yeah, it
Glad
was
that-
it was fun to get it out and to do them, but it's definitely an indoor, like something you can run indoors,
Right.
which was fun. Like I could have done other stuff with it, jumping it and whatnot in the house, in the area that I was at, but just reminded that we had so much snow. You couldn't RC in it. Like paddle tires
Right.
would not even cut it. Like
It's
we were
taller than
2
the
feet.
car.
Like we were 24 inches of snow. Like
Yeah.
you were gonna sink it.
That's Informer sequel.
Yeah. Anyway, so that
For
was
those
one
who
thing.
know, that was a joke, Tony.
Okay, I missed it.
Informer. Remember?
Informer.
Yeah. His album was 12 Inches of Snow.
Oh yeah. Make your boom boom now.
Yeah. So 24 inches. Should I explain this like the RC Cola? Like RC Rolla?
Roller
24
cola.
inches of snow. Get it?
Yeah.
Sequel.
Like yeah.
Okay. Just in case I had to
I
explain.
like that
to
other
you.
kind of snow. White powdery stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of leader, if you guys haven't seen it, Bargatze, Nate Bargatze, the comedian.
Mhm.
You don't know who he is?
Maybe.
Well, he did a Saturday Night Live, but you have to look up like the American Revolution one, or no,
Uh-huh.
George Washington, where he comes in and he's like George Washington giving the pep talk, and he talks about all these things that this great nation is going to have, and we're going to have our own units of measure.
Oh.
And then it goes into, oh my goodness, all of the different units of measure and how 2,000 pounds will be a ton. Well, what will 1,000 pounds be? Nothing. We will not have a name. Anyway, hysterical. You should watch it if you haven't.
I haven't watched.
I would leave
a-
this show to go watch it right now.
Is that a
were you.
recent SNL?
Yeah, it was 4 months ago, something like that. 3-4 months
I don't
ago.
watch current SNLs.
His monologue was fantastic too on that
Yeah.
one. Oh my goodness.
I did see the Kevin Hart stand-up comedy. That was pretty funny. That one was good.
Sweet.
What'd you
I
get?
opened something.
Oh, what is it? PureTech?
Yeah, it's their all-in-one
Oh,
unit
for the
for the Avatar.
nice.
and I'm hoping it works for the Avatar 4 steer because I'm gonna put it in my hard part crawler,
Yeah, you are.
which is my other talking point tonight. Was
Yeah.
the so Nate? So we got into this kick because he's coming. He announced that he's coming to Grand Rapids,
Uh-huh.
and tickets are available to order this month for a June show. And he's doing like our Van Andel Arena, which is a decent size arena. Like it's a hockey arena, like AHL hockey arena.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the monster jams with like the single pod in the middle size arena.
Yep. Our
But
Tacoma
it's
Dome.
bigger than where we saw John Christ come through.
Mm.
And he was in like he was in more of a theater
Holiday Inn
style.
Banquet
No.
Center.
I don't know. Like DeVos Center or something. I don't know what it was, but it holds a decent amount of, like, that's where we saw NF.
Oh, nice.
So he's like, I'm gonna go to the arena that NF fills out. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super funny though. Like it's that deadpan, almost. What's the guy with the rose-colored glasses? That passed away. Oh gosh, somebody's gonna say in the comments here.
Neil. What? Not him.
No.
who you
I
got?
said his name earlier tonight because I was telling my wife, I'm like, I wish you could find like a clean version of him for the kids because he's so funny.
Jeff Gar.
No. Mitch Hedberg. Mitch
Oh.
Hedberg.
Side note: isn't it impressive? Pablo was full of silver with a full hairline. So,
I see.
well, that's the thing. So, side note:
You're going long hair.
I'm going long hair,
Nice.
like long hair. And my
Long
wife
hair.
is like, "I hate you. Don't talk to me anymore." Like she's not about it. I'm like, come on, why not? I got it all. Front to back. Let's go. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm shooting for a shoulder.
Yeah. You gonna do man bun?
No, I'm gonna go like biker style. Just like it's just gonna hang down
Yeah.
all the time in my face, and I'm just gonna pull it back like,
Nice.
and I'm gonna leave it all greasy so I can like slick it back.
So you're gonna get a flying V guitar for
Hell
Christmas.
yeah.
You know what that's.
Yep. That's
Yeah. So FureTech sent me this to test out, and I meant to do a video on it last night and got busy, and then tonight I have this. So, I'm gonna have to take a
say
look
it
at
like
it.
it's a burden, Tony. And tonight I have this.
Well, I mean, after dinner we watched the Nate Bargatze stuff because of the
Gems. Gem says Paulo's gonna be on
Gonna be
Mayans.
mine.
Yeah. Growing this out all big, brush it out.
Yeah, long. No, just let it go straight down.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just gonna be like straight down, long hair over my face. I'm gonna do our live, and I'm not even gonna pull it out of my face. It's just gonna be down over my face like this, and all you're gonna see is one eye.
Nice. This is totally gonna work with the force steer. Wicked.
Nice.
Wicked.
So the real Cletus said he finally got his infraction used, but for a great price. That's gonna be fun.
They're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're super good.
Yep. I still haven't posted my Baja Ray for sale. I wanted to go out and do like a video of it and then do my buildology. And I have old video of it, I think. It hasn't changed any. Like the car hasn't changed any, but
You wanted to do a purpose
just more
driven
crispy
video about it. Yeah.
Like the book.
Yeah. Purpose driven RC.
Purpose driven RC. No, but
Gonna be
yeah.
behind a paywall, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to do a video about it. It's like more crispy, more like Baja style, but I don't know. I am going to do well, actually, I'm not going to do the LMT backflip, but my son's going to do the backflip challenge. He's going to put Tony to shame.
Well, I haven't crashed yet. So once I find out how many you got, I'll just add to mine.
Nope. Because I'm not gonna let him stop. I'm gonna sit there with my little bamboo shoot and be like, again.
That was the thing. I think I had to beat 9,
Yeah.
and it just went like on and on and on. It just
You know,
kept on.
so he's driven it
Vent
3
links.
times. Yeah. He's driven it 3 times now. And I have this footage of it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to edit this video because I did a bunch of batch editing this weekend. So it's like, I'm going to edit this video. And it was like, seriously, like 4 minutes. After like 3.5 minutes of nothing but backflips, I was like, and this is where the video ends. Like, it was just, that's all he was doing. He was going and hitting backflips from like every different angle, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Are the links?
He's only driven it 3 times
No,
since
I've only
Christmas.
filmed it 3 times.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, yeah, we haven't been able to drive it too much because of the weather.
Yeah.
It's been kind of crappy. Yes, my link's bent. Sensei bamboo whip. Yes. So my link's bent quickly, or his links did, but he was going big backflips. So, yep. Endura IR40 builds blowing up. Ordered all my parts before the Chinese New Year shutdown. Is that the FJ? Oh, FJ40. Yeah. Instead of RJ. Yep.
Oh, the 118th. Yeah.
That looks pretty dope.
They call it the IR40 though.
Do they?
Yeah, because they can't call it the FJ. So it's the Endura IJ. Because not Toyota.
I was going to make a bad joke, an off-color joke, but I think I'm going to save it. Okay. Well, I don't want to offend anyone.
All right. That's probably good.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. So, yeah. So
I didn't catch any of the news yet. I saw Harley's AI generated image and I was like, I'm not going to support this.
Yeah, that's creative.
I'm not supporting this.
That's cool.
Direction that he's going with his life.
Nope.
Like, it's just not something I can support anymore.
So that's not a good segue because I feel like we've talked about this before. But the question he left you with, not that I watched it to the end, someone told me about the question at the end.
Okay, right.
So I was like, whatever. Was about the what's it called? Sponsorship versus ambassadorship and all that kind of stuff. And
did he ask about that?
Yeah, and I swear to you, if I went back to my computer right now,
you would have punched him right in the.
It's still up. It is still up on my computer, and I go, "Time for my soapbox," and I start typing, and then I walked away. I was like, I better not get into this one yet. So I walked away and did other stuff because I was like, I am still waiting for my sponsorship from Vanquish. No, just kidding. Yeah, no,
ambassadorship.
Like, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started, Tony. I'm getting fired.
You want to be a brand ambassador. You don't want to be a sponsored.
I'm feeling this. Actually, no. I would prefer. Kalen knows my feeling. He's like, oh, here we go.
I want to know what the difference is to you at this point. Like,
bro, there's a huge difference between sponsorship and ambassadorship. A sponsorship,
as far as like free stuff you get, like you're gonna pay for all my races.
Well,
what are you gonna do for me if RC Amigo sponsored CCXRC? What would that be like versus if you ambassadored me?
If you were an ambassador, I would send you something occasionally with no like. I wouldn't be like, you're gonna get this all the time, blah blah blah. I would be like, and I would say, hey, would you mind doing a video on this? I'll just give it to you. And that would be a brand ambassador, as in like, or say you had some stuff of mine and then I sent it out to you and I said, since you like my stuff, here's some free stuff, do what you do with it and just keep on talking how you talk about the stuff that you already have of mine. Right. And
that sounds like an influencer, but you tell them they have to say nice things about it.
Right. But that's the difference though, to me. And then of course, yeah, you get a discount for the customer sometimes. Sponsorship is different. And here's why I think that the marketing in RC is totally different. totally.
Warning! Alien approaching! Warning!
Are you trying not to get me? I'm just saying. There's no real world marketing and RC marketing.
It's
Never.
total.
Yeah, they are never like anywhere close. And for instance, like what I would love, I'll just use a servo, like just for instance, like what I would love is to be able to say, hey Reef, and great product, we use them, and I would like to say, hey, this summer, the season, we are going to be competitively competing, or we're going to be competing in all these events. Boom, 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 boom. And they're not just single events, they're season events. And we would like to see if we can get a sponsorship, like a competitive sponsorship for the parts that we need. And we're going to be on the podium, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to represent the name. And then we're going to be, that comes with ambassadorship, right? And your name's on the car.
Anybody that's sponsored has to be an ambassador.
100%. Yeah. But it's not just,
they're not necessarily going to have to do because their thing may not be doing the videos, whatever. Because if you're sponsored, hopefully your sponsor's there with their video stuff and they will interview you on their channel
100%.
and do that.
Yeah, 100%.
You're not necessarily the social butterfly of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's where I think is different. And sponsorships, I feel, should be contracted. I feel like you should say, I would love to be sponsored for this 2024 season from this month to this month. And then at the end of that, if we don't perform or if you don't like the way that your product's looking on our stuff, then give us the boot. And that's fine. And, you know, because that's part of, it's like we're
going
trying
to go to Yamaha again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
KTM.
So I think that's what true sponsorship should be. Now, ambassador stuff.
There's different tiers of sponsorship, though.
Yeah, there's going
to be the upper level factory sponsored drivers that even probably get paid to go to like their way to events to go and kick butt.
Right. Exactly.
And
I don't think that, I mean, nowhere are we, meaning my family, close to that right now at all. And I know that, but I know that we are also good enough that we have a presence where we go places. We have a presence online, and you know, it's like, it's a good marketing thing for a company to be like, here you go, get to work, go win.
Just to be clear, I just bought this hat. I'm not actually on the J Concept team, but they sell the team hats. So I just want to make sure I put that out there as we're talking about all of this stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I like J Concept's products, but
yeah,
they have really wicked hats too.
Okay, so let me tell you something. So
Scale Metal Supplies. This is my second one like this because I wore the other one out. Go
ahead.
Scale
Metal Supplies.
Yes.
Scale Metal Supplies he has different tiers, and it's the perfect example of how sponsorship works. I scratch my back, you scratch my, or however that saying is, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, kind of a thing. And so we are we're technically a pro builder for him. But if I say, I'm going to go compete on this, would you mind helping me out? He will send me everything he can to make it successful so that I can be successful in that competition and it shows his name well. And that's an awesome sponsorship for that kind of a thing, right? Like, and not only am I building stuff as we're going, but it's like, you know, as like ancillary things to that thing. The competition side is, that's what it is. Like, that's from day one, it kind of grew. It grew from like, oh, here's some things here and there. And then it grew to, I'll sponsor one of your builds a year, to, you know, R&D this, to what do you need to be successful? And that's like it's like the perfect type of sponsorship. And, you know, I get discounts on it if I want to get stuff outside of that. So
lots of good stuff, people.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I didn't see it. I didn't see the stuff.
It's not about the stuff. It's about building a brand and connecting with people. Sponsorship is just free stuff. It is, but it also benefits the brand if they have
they're
the number
successful.
one winning car, and it's like, well, what are you riding?
Right. Exactly. And that's
Team
that.
Associated. Why? Well, it's the fastest car in the business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guess what kids are going to want to buy?
Yep.
Team
And
Associated.
that's
It's
the thing, like,
fastest.
like having like Dalton out there being a kid that's facing his fears going, or like, not that, I just mean like a kid like that out there facing their fears and being successful. That's a good story. And that's a
Yeah.
good story for that brand. Things like that I think is huge. And I think that now here's a thing that I think people like that the brands don't really get is that the work that a creator does for the free $60 ESC, right? Let's just say it's a $60 ESC. Whatever. Let's just say that retail value $60 ESC. The work that you put into showcasing, or say it's $100 ESC, right? Say it's $100.
FureTech ESC with built-in receiver
Okay.
that works with their Avatar radios.
Yep.
Say it's that,
Let's say it's $100, right?
and they sent it to me.
And they send it to you, and your daily job, you can charge $150 an hour to do work for your daily job. And it's the same amount, same caliber of work that you're doing, same amount of work, but then you're putting in 6 hours. Well, let's be economical and say you put in 3 hours of work to make your 10-minute video on this, right? Well, that 3 hours of work, you could bill, what's that? $350, $500. You could bill $500 for that. For $100 ESC retail, that their market is probably $60, right? So you just spent all that time doing that.
They gave it to me. They gave it to me. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that I think is the part where it's like it's a little lopsided. Now, am I going to say that
that's part of being an ambassador, or in the theory is it also allows you to grow your channel or your brand. So there's value in that. That's beyond the monetary of like possible new subscribers you may get or views or whatever that you get.
I totally get that.
There's extra in that people are willing to do it because they want to have new content or content on something that's not out yet that other people don't have.
I'm worried about Pablo. I don't think he's taken a breath in 20 minutes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the marketing is flawed. Yeah, it's just flawed.
Yeah.
And
so there's a couple. So I saw one of the comments. I saw.
Let's go. Change my mind.
I could never be a used car salesman, let alone sell myself. Right. So I'm like that. I'm the opposite of Pablo. Like he could sell anything, and it's all like, here's my strategy for it and the tiers of things that I'm going to do. And I'm just like, I play with toys and I make videos sometimes.
I like rocks.
I will make video when arrive sometime after, maybe. I'm busy. Like,
yeah.
So speaking of Crawler Tracks in here, I still haven't done the video for them, man. I feel terrible.
Yeah. It
came at like the worst possible time with my new job, and it's a product that takes time to build, and I haven't had the time.
So what's Harley saying here? In the end, if the exposure isn't there, a brand, then your time investment is not worth the same value.
Right. So if you're going to do something like some people want to send you stuff like, oh, your channel's awesome, can we send you X? Right. And you're like, X isn't going to get me any exposure. Nobody cares. Like there's not a value in that exposure of the new product and the amount of time you're going to spend doing it.
Right.
So yeah.
Man, that just dated yourself, Gems.
There was somebody that said something about real electronics for a $500 RTR. So to address that, I say I've bought electronics alone that costs like $350, $400 just for the ESC and motor. Like
especially the race stuff. Yeah.
Like you're mainly buying the plastic and the metal and the engineering and everything that went into building it. The electronics are not.
Right.
They're just in there to make it run when you get it. Like
Right.
they, if you think that it needs better electronics in there, there's a reason that those better electronics on their own, like buy a radio for it. If you get a radio with a receiver, you're gonna like name brand, you're gonna spend $200 just for the radio and the receiver to power that car. Like,
Yep. So
and even off-brand ones are $80. So start counting down the parts in the car, receiver, radio. If that's an $80 kit that's in that,
right.
and then the motor ESC should be $100 almost on its own. Motor, whatever, it's like 50. That's 150. That's $230 just in your radio, receiver,
Yep.
Motor. That's not even your servo.
Right.
Like, yeah. Wheels,
Yep.
tires, that's a $60
$100.
investment, $100,
Easy. Yeah.
So you're just not, I don't know what you can expect. Even in the nice RTRs that you get, the electronics are not anything like the aftermarket ones you can get for them.
Yeah.
It's just like you could get the Stance, from Vanquish, amazing car,
Right.
but it's not coming with the, Holmes Hobby Revolver and ESC or Castle, whatever you want. Like, because you're in that alone, you're spending almost $200. Like,
Right. So okay, so here's
this ain't gonna happen.
Here's something that is interesting that Harley said. He said, I meant if the exposure isn't there for a brand, then it isn't worth it for the brand. Now, I totally get that, but like generally, the people that are going to be getting the sponsorship are going to be the people that are on the like floor level salesman. So if it's a sponsorship, ambassador things, that's a gray area. And I think the way that the manufacturers approach that is
Ambassador is more grassroots in your local market. Like Horizon Hobby has brand ambassadors.
Right.
And they're not necessarily even getting a ton of free stuff or whatever.
No.
But they're just willing to talk and tell people about RC, the products they use, why they like them.
Right.
Speak well of the brand.
What I mean, though, is that the manufacturers aren't, I feel that the manufacturers aren't doing that in the right way because there's no consistency involved in it. Like if you were to sign, I would be all for if a manufacturer said, hey, we're going to try you for 6 months, for half a year, and we're going to send you X, Y, and Z as we go out. We'd like to see how these perform. And if they perform, we'll keep on going. But if not, we're done. And to me, that's fine. Like that's business, right? So, and I would be totally fine. But you have to qualify that person before you get there, right? And I think there's different levels of that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like with the sponsorship, yeah, he goes, that's motocross, not RC. I totally get that, and I think that's what the problem is with some of the RC stuff. But I think it's because of the segments of RC, like crawling. It's kind of hard to sponsor a crawler like that versus like racing. And so racing and scale are totally different. I get that. I totally get that. But I think you're getting the whole package when you go looking at a marketing plan. It's just, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And I don't see the sponsorship being the same. What I'm talking about, Harley, is when people talk about brand ambassadors, so much that feels much more grassroots, and they'll post their little picture with their, their winning truck and talk about the whatever.
Right.
Locally they'll talk at their crawler groups, whatever, but they're not getting the free, whatever,
So
they're getting a little swag bag with the,
maybe something
maybe a discount.
A year. Yeah, at a discount, maybe something a year. Yeah.
Sponsorship, some of those are like, you want to have a winning truck and you want to be able to say it won this big event.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Right. And so then you can say that your truck did this.
Yep.
That's more going to be racing. Typically, you're not going to see Arma being like, certain brands is just going to be straight views. Like the Arma stuff, like they make killer videos. So there's part of it too, because that exposure is going to happen like no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could send it to channel X, and if they're the only one that gets it, guess what? That video is going to blow up.
Yeah.
Now, ideally, they'd be somebody that makes really killer videos, or has a really killer spot where they really make the car look freaking
Right.
amazing,
Right.
so then at that point it's like it's gonna get views, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I got that infraction at what's the Horizon Hobby Hobby what's their
Hobby Fest.
Hobby Fest, Horizon Hobby Fest,
Yeah.
Horizon Fest.
Horizon Fest.
Yeah.
Soda pop.
Got it there. Made some videos on it. Went nuts, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody else had them. I wasn't huge. Like,
Right.
I'm still not huge.
You're
I
big in
still
Japan.
get, I'm like Weezer. That was a great album, by the way.
You're welcome.
Pinkerton. If you guys don't have Pinkerton, it's one of my favorite like albums. It's definitely not their like what everybody wanted it to be, but I love it. Anyway, so it's not. It's tough to say because you could do that. Like if you wanted as a brand, you could be like, hey, I've been seeing this up and comer. They're making killer content, not a huge
Right.
following, but guess what? We give them this. They're the only one that's posting it. It's going to go like bananas, right?
Well, and
So
posting
case
it
in point, the
consistently.
guy that
Yeah.
makes the actual Arma videos or was making them, small channel, flipping fantastic filmmaker.
Yeah.
And so he was getting the new cars and it was just blowing up, like because
Right.
small channel, awesome content, new vehicle, only content you could watch on it was his. Everybody was sharing it. So, in that way too, like if the brand does a good enough job making people excited about a product,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of us are like talking about it,
Yeah.
and then pointing to this guy's video saying, hey, look at this, pulling it up on our live streams, doing what, like, so there's that, like,
well, black market,
that's an element that
Yeah.
just is an unknown, and
Yeah.
some of it just comes down to whether or not the market was wanting that product.
right.
And I just feel like most new RCs, minus some from
Well,
like
black
Kyosho
market hit it
that
on
are
the
just
head
not dropped
really
right.
well with what I would like to see happen in RC across the like in crawling and like monster trucks crawling and racing, like competitive RC. It's like contingency sponsorship. So he said you put your name out there, put their name out there on the car or whatever, and you get awards based off of merit. And I could
Yeah.
totally see that. Like if you're now, I think that metric's kind of hard to charge sometimes when like for me, like I don't have a huge, I have a decent, consistent Instagram. I don't have a huge YouTube and not a huge Instagram, but people that regionally, like our team is known, right?
Yeah.
Like if we go to a crawler thing, if we go to a monster truck thing, if we go to a buggy thing, people know who we are. And so that propagates big time, pretty far out. And I could totally see that. And I would totally sign up for that. I would be like, yeah, man, let's go. Because that's the thing I see with ambassadorship stuff is that they do like the one and done, the one video, and then it's out. And then they don't come back to it for 8 months till it's old and the new stuff is coming out, if that. And that's not to knock it. It's just a different segment,
I want to flip the whole thing on its head though, too, and say for creators too, like there comes a point too where like all of the stuff that's new and all of the like, it may or may not. I mean, like I did it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of work that I put in, like the payoff for it for me is a bunch of RCs I don't use in a garage.
Sure. Yeah.
That barely grew the channel, didn't make me a lot of money. Like, so, there's the flip side of it too, like where we become free, almost free, very low cost advertising.
100%.
That they used to pay a lot of money for as companies to get adverts in magazines and
that's what Blue
advertising
Dilly was just saying. Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. Is he okay?
Well,
But
he's
yeah,
saying,
so you
I just
have
mean
to
he's
wait.
saying-
Like
yeah.
I say no to so many things now, and it's unfortunate people just send stuff too. I'm like,
Yep.
I don't have time to do a video on this. Like the payoff for me is nothing. Like chargers, like making a video specifically on just a battery
Yeah.
Like there's not something for it. Like, hey, check out this new battery.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to spend full price on a battery. We've all learned that based on, the
Yeah.
people that all comment on the video saying, hey, I get the Zippy battery for half that. It's like, so that stuff is just, yeah.
Yeah. And like someone saying, I'm getting bummed out. I'm not bummed out about the process. I just think the process could use a change. Like, when it comes to that kind of stuff, like I that's the whole reason why I went to doing more on YouTube, because I was like, I'm just gonna like take it into my own hands and try to work my butt off so that I can get money from YouTube doing what I want to do and then put
Right.
that into the hobby.
I was just,
You know what I
just
mean?
stop saying no and just give them a huge price tag to do it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But,
Right.
but
And if they say yes, then So I
Right,
did actually
right.
just say yes to something, and he will remember this. There's that secure SEQUR that made these like lipo powered soldering guns back in the
Uh-huh.
day. Really
Uh-huh.
trick looking, slim line. He'll remember it. Tells you the heat and all that on there. You power it
Oh,
off
yeah.
like a 3S,
Yep.
just like wire. So they are coming out with a pen driver.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the screwdriver, and it works with the little 4mm bits that come in all of our toolkits, like
Oh,
the little
nice.
ones.
Yeah, yeah.
So like my toolkits will work in their driver. And so I'm like, I'll do that, like, because I will use that.
Right.
And I use it in a video. And I already, when I use the electric screwdriver in a video, people are like, what is that?
Yeah,
Like, there's like
100%.
a Amazon.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many of those Amazon little black things have sold because of
Yep.
we use them in the video. And I still love that thing, but I'm
Yeah.
always like, well, dang, I wish this worked with my tool. I just throw it in my tool bag
Yep.
with my tool. And if I,
Yep.
well, now I can. Like when they showed me it, I'm like, that looks like my bit. They're like, yeah, it works with 4mm bits, whatever. I'm like, yes, I will do a video on that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
send
Yeah.
one, because I've been looking for a driver that does this.
Right.
And so are a lot of other people, because they keep commenting, man, I wish this worked with your tool, because I have a
Right.
whole nother toolkit that's this size.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, he's laughing at me. But yes, that's one thing. Like, screw some of the other stuff, but send me a little electric screwdriver and I will say yes.
I know. I know. Right. Well, and like the Blue Dually was saying, it's probably cheaper to go through someone like us, someone like you, than it is to hire a firm to create a marketing thing to go and do, magazine ads and to do blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And it's true. It is. And the thing that gets me is the landed cost of goods versus what the cost, the perceived value is of a creator's time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that
At some
gets
point, I
me.
want to talk about my second place that I took with my 4-wheel steer hard part crawler later on. And
Sponsored.
the
No,
Hobby
I'm just
Wing
kidding.
Fusion motor that I bought for my VRD.
There you go.
'Cause I did get the Fusion, even though Harley says it's heavy and whatever. And you have, the 4-dice. It's going to be kind of Vanquish, not sponsored.
Yeah, I'm
heavy
still
at the
waiting
end
on my
here.
paperwork, Harley. Just saying.
So,
Saying. Still waiting for that paperwork so I can sign that 6-month utility there.
yeah, not sponsored.
Just put the
De-logo
black-
this ad. Let's
where's your
de-logify it.
Where's your gaffer tape?
It's sponsored by Car. There we go.
There you go.
And we can leave the scale metal supplies. I mean, there we go.
Yeah.
C6RC in the back. 20 bits are 5mm. Oh, crap. The
Uh-oh.
bits better fit. I'll be. If they're the small ones from like little computer bits, I bet they are.
Yep. There you go.
I like this Carhartt energy tonight.
Now, speaking of,
Yeah. So,
maybe we can get this company to sponsor
what is
our
Ghost?
show. Zero sugar. It tastes
Energy drink?
delicious. Tastes delicious and keeps me awake. Look at the energy I have tonight.
Well, I have the same from a Carhartt.
Yeah. I'm going to write them. I'm going to be like, hey,
Yeah.
can we get some of this?
I'm actually just being threatened by these lightsabers behind me. If I don't do a good show and have high energy, I'll be stabbed. They're already like running me through. But
Yep.
so comp night was great. We went out in the snow, whatever, it was threatening to be frozen roads, whatever. It's like, who cares?
Sure.
We're going for it. Need to get out and run. I broke my class 3. It was a brutal course. We did it on the 10 scale course. And it wasn't that brutal, but it was tricky.
Mm.
And I was trying to save points. And so I couldn't make a corner. And so I decided to go around and come back for it. And I chose to try to go up a really gnarly hill as my go around. And I broke an axle.
Immediately regretted that decision.
Shaft, yeah. So
I never break these.
I've been breaking them nonstop.
What
dude.
kind of driver has to break these? All your drivers
Nonstop.
suck.
Yeah.
I think that's what I heard a while
I
ago.
did say that. I honestly did.
Yeah, look at
Now
you.
I'm breaking them left and right.
Yeah,
so
how do you feel about that?
I feel terrible.
It cut me deep, Tony. I wake up sometimes and I'm like, Tony thinks I'm a terrible driver because I break axles. And then I go back to sleep.
I just got titanium chassis and wheels in for my builds. Dang.
Who sponsored that? No, just kidding.
Gosh.
I know. Pretty sweet.
Take it off any sweet jumps.
That's cool.
Yeah. I love you.
Suncut Sen sponsored that. Cool story, bro. Just kidding. So
They still count as doing it on your own.
yeah, I know. Nope. Lucky.
So I have to get my Mias axle installed. I need to find time. I thought I was gonna have time, and I haven't had time.
Nope.
This is legend. I love that everybody gets it. New brass bottoms, raw 500 and more. Reef's going in with the brass, man.
I know.
Reef's dropping the brass.
Yeah.
Saw the email come in.
Brass Monkey. It's not to sound old, but today
But it goes.
Here it goes. We're at IHOP today.
If you were born in the 1900s, you were old.
We're at IHOP today, enjoying
Last century.
our meal, and we were playing. Okay, so my family does things a little different sometimes. So we like to do trivia, or instead of being on our phones at the dinner table. So we had these cards that we just got, which was music trivia from the 90s. I think it was from the 90s maybe. And so my daughter was sitting there reading us trivia, and me and my wife were challenging back and forth. And it was someone said it was something. The question was about the Milkshake song, right? And was it Keisha? I don't remember. Do you want me to sing it?
I don't know it at all. If you sung it, it wouldn't ring a bell, but I would
would.
love to hear you do it
My
anyway.
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. It's better than. No? Okay. Anyways, so I started singing it, and I'm at the dinner table just being about to drop it like it's hot as I'm singing it. And my daughter's like, isn't that from the laundry commercial? I was like, all these songs, Khalees, there you go. No. Yeah. So anyways, all these commercials and rappers are on AARP right now and do all these weird commercials. And I'm like, ooh.
Like the LL Cool J and the Parents commercial. That's great.
Yeah.
What? Reefs has a SCX24 mount for their servo now? Nice.
RC Jeep guy says, get after it. I could teach you, but I got to charge. Yeah, that's what. See, they know. Come on, Tony.
I don't know. I don't follow that crap.
Tony Hawk's taking cholesterol meds makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Have you watched any of those channel, the Pastrana 199 channel? He's not doing any more tricks.
Yeah.
It's
he did that one killer flip to flip,
yeah,
back flip to front flip, and then that was it.
And then he's like, I'm done.
But he hurt himself doing it and still went back for it, man.
It's just a broken hand.
That's nuts.
El Castro says, I like the salt and pepper commercial. Yeah.
Wasn't that Christina Aguilera? Christina Aguilera.
In the middle.
So back in one of my punk bands, we had a song called Christina Aguilera Wants Me.
Nice.
Yeah.
She looks a little weird now.
Yeah.
Just saying. Same with Madonna.
Break that bottle and set you free.
Madonna's a freak. I don't say that lightly. It
She's
pains
straight
me.
up. Yeah.
It pains me to say that, and I'm just like, yeesh.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeesh. Yeah, Travis probably quit when he pooped his pants.
That's a good time to quit.
Yeah.
Good time to quit.
Yeah. Speaking
Depends.
of maybe we should end it right now. Might have just pooped my pants.
So crawler comp, I took second with my four steer again.
Mm-hmm.
So first time I ran it,
I'm interested.
first place. Second time I ran it, second place.
As I'm reading this,
I'm probably going to run it 3 times. That way I'll podium every time, and then I'll just quit running it if I see a trend. But
Okay.
well, I mean,
Tony
first
was
time running
Avril
it,
Lavigne in the past life.
dude, she was pretty
Smoking.
awesome back in the day. Not bad still, actually. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
No, I'm with you.
Didn't go Christina Aguilera. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story behind that song was, I was in like the college dorm, main area where there was TVs. You know, they're old box TVs back in the day, square,
Mhm.
deep. And I was
4x3.
watching. I was in there watching MTV because they always had like the top 10 music videos.
Heck yeah.
And I'm all alone in there for whatever reason.
Whoa,
Nobody else is
stop
in there.
this question. Stop it. We don't want to hear about this.
No, it's fine.
You're like,
Genie in a bottle comes out.
no one was looking. And Genie in the
They're waiting
bottle.
through
Whoa.
because
And then he
Blink
freezes like this. Look at this freeze face.
182 is about to Blink 182 is about to land.
Oh man, Tony just froze. I think he got struck by lightning for what he was about to say, because he's out. Look at. Oh, Tony, I gotta take a picture of this, just so we can remember what happened to Tony when he was struck by lightning. Here we go. Let's take this picture. Hopefully he doesn't hop on.
I'm back.
Karma Wi-Fi.
So I'm watching. I'm waiting for like Blink 182 or Lit. It might have been like Lit. I was waiting for their song to come on, like, you know, because the good days of music, and music videos were rad, and all these people just showed up, and I'm just sitting there all alone watching Christina Aguilera, waiting for her song to end. But everyone made fun of me, like, dude, chick wants me, and it's just like from that like came a song. Yeah.
So I was a Yo MTV Raps guy. I watched MTV. Yes, but I was
Matt Carlisle.
I was Heavy D. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would watch MTV, but then I would watch Yo MTV Raps after school. Or no, I'm sorry. BET Raps, was it Rap City? I don't remember what it was. After school, that would be my jam, man. I'd be all about BET on that. I think the build-up of the story was better than the punchline, Tony.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Well,
I
didn't get to do any of the rhyming of like You and Britney Spears used to be, Mouseketeers. There were some good ones in there.
Yep.
But
if you're into that.
Yeah.
Now, remember watching The Grind? Yeah. The Basement with Tigga.
Downtown Julie Brown.
Yep. I remember.
What was the one with Jennifer?
Are you talking about In Living Color? Jennifer Lopez?
No.
What are you talking about?
Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, that was a talk show.
Yeah. What was it though?
Singled Out. Boom. You're welcome.
Yes. And then they do like the spring break stuff.
Yeah. Spring Break. The Grind on Spring Break. Yeah. Those were the days. That was when
Singled
TV was.
Out.
That was when TV was good and wholesome.
Let's just say there was music on MTV. Let's just say that. Let's leave it at that.
Yep. That was dope. I remember that stuff.
Now we just get to have it on demand on YouTube. I mean, it's gotten so much worse.
And KLN said he went to a taping of Kids Incorporated as a kid. That's
Nice.
awesome. That's like Double Dare.
Spin, yeah. Yep.
Sound like a couple of boomers talking about MASH. That's awesome.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
MTV.
Night.
And there's like
Court, the real one.
VH1. You're like, why?
That was like the smooth vibe channel, VH1. Yep.
Oh, they still did Michael Bolton.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Kurt
reality
Meyer.
series did start with MTV. I hate them
It
for
did.
it.
Yep. There you go.
Kurt Lauer. Yeah, man. Pop
Pop-up
up
vid.
video.
Yep. When MASH comes on, it's time for bed.
Yeah, it is.
Woodstock 99.
And then you got to get up again in about 2 hours. Go to the bathroom. MASH is still on.
Hey, I remember I used to be a wrestling fan, and I remember Friday nights staying up with all my friends watching wrestling. And then, you know what came on after wrestling? Glow.
Go.
Glow. Someone's got to remember Glow, what that's all about. There's a women's wrestling. When you're a 12-year-old boy.
Oh.
What?
Nah, man. I was all about American Gladiators, though.
Yeah. Crickets, he said.
American Gladiators. There was just a post on Instagram about that. Like, used to wake up and pour a big old bowl of cereal, and then it's time for American Gladiators. Saturday morning, baby.
Yep.
Love that Nitro.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
What was I good? I was gonna say something. I was gonna mention something that was very 1980s, 90s. I don't
Ooh,
remember it
Headbangers
now.
Ball. I remember Headbangers Ball. They still
Oh,
have that.
MTV Unplugged, man. That was.
Yeah.
They need something like that again. Like
Yeah.
everybody's doing something like that, but it's not the same.
Yep.
They just have the artist in at a radio station doing an unplugged version or something like that. That ain't no MTV Unplugged.
No. Nirvana Unplugged. Epic.
Yeah, so
Like,
good.
Yeah.
I still
Or
listen to that.
Soundgarden Unplugged.
Yep.
Whew. It's hot.
What was the other one? Stapp, not Michael Stapp, not REM. Now I'm stuck.
Beavis and Butthead. Yes.
That was good.
Or what was the show, the girl show? Why can't I remember her now? The cartoon that was by Mike Judge.
Stone Temple Pilots. That's what I was trying to think of.
Ooh, STP Unplugged. What was the girl cartoon? Not Daria. The other one. No, the other one.
Sorry. Really?
No,
You're young, dude. You're young.
Not Daria. What was the other one? She was like the
Rainbow Bright.
No, she was like the. They made a movie after her. Like she was like Aeon Flux.
Never heard of it.
What?
Never heard of it.
Bro.
Never heard of it.
Wow. Never heard of Aeon Flux.
Nope.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. That's probably like when I started getting into my art phase.
Oh, Charlize. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, never seen it. Never heard of it.
I've seen the movie, that's all. Yeah, no, there was an old cart. It was on, I think it was on before Beavis and Butthead. Like
Roller Jam.
chronologically. Yeah, she like made animation popular.
Sailor Moon. I remember that.
91. Oof. Yep. Man, I'm getting old. Yikes.
Well, we can get ready to wrap here soon. I did get the VRD motor, like I said. I went 2300 kV. Everyone said, don't go that high. But that's what I drove. That was so good. They kept saying it was too fast or it was not slow enough down low.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I was creeping with it, the one that I drove. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find out what if he changed opinion or if he just turned down the turbo boost on
Mm-hmm.
it. What do they call that? The
Timing.
nah, on those it's less punch. Turn on the punch,
Mm.
so it's not so jumpy. But I mean, the one I drove on 2300 was amazing, but it still had the wheel speed if you needed to climb something.
Mm.
So yeah.
That's going to be my new sign off. Instead of shooting you in the baby maker, I'm going to be like, Tony, it's time to go. I just pooped my pants.
Well, I heard that they only have the 2300 and like the 1200 now in the Pro series. So that's what I was told. The 1800 was not the Pro, so I wanted to get the Pro one. That's a pretty blue.
Yeah. So shout out to Call to Crawl to go check out his channel. We're going to do a collab on this. He stopped by the shop. Whoa. We did a little ditty. And these tires are so sticky.
Yeah.
They're nice. They feel like really sticky, like Galen says sponsored. So yeah, they feel really sticky. They feel nice. So the plan is I'm going to take it out on a walk and see what it's all about on a walk. And
Nice.
the shocks are nice. It's got nice shocks. They feel good.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I saw somebody driving the Stance ready to run of the new VRD, and I was like, dang, I should have just got that. They did switch the motor to a Fusion, but like the stock tires, dude, were hooking up like crazy. And that's what I mentioned because you talk about the tires on that.
I think they're the same, aren't they? Same
are they?
tires? I think so.
I don't know. But they were hooking up.
These are Falcon Wild Peaks MTs. Yeah, they smell good. They don't really smell like China.
Stance RTR's VX2. So they changed the shock position and then they put in the other motor, ESC.
Fordyce's Falcon.
But the rest was like, it was insane, man.
Yeah, just walking, huh?
Walking over everything.
That's cool.
And I was like, and that's kind of what I wanted it to do is look like my 24 Scales crawl over stuff. That same kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And even that did it. And I was like, I probably wouldn't have had to build it if I'd have just bought that. You know, you look back on your life and you're like, the time that I wasted building these things that I could have paid to have somebody else build it.
Could have been reading the newspaper.
No, I'm just messing.
Do you drink energy drinks?
No.
Have you heard of this brand?
No.
It's like a gamer brand. I'm kind of young like that. I'm trying to stay young, growing out my hair.
Yeah, you're
stuff like this.
Silver. Your silver locks. Yeah.
It's gonna be a mullet at one point.
Yeah.
So once I get it nice and long, then when I cut it, I'm cutting it into a full-on gray mullet. It's gonna be awesome.
So the first time I ever had energy drinks was at the Virginia Beach surfing competition.
You crap your pants?
No, there was a Monster. It was sponsored by Monster.
Uh-huh.
And they just had
for a week.
They just had like coolers filled with them. You just take them like no cost. I was so like hurt, like leaving like the crash because I didn't know what I was drinking. They were just free, and I was just slamming them. Like I had way too many.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to drive the Fordyce back. Send rescue with a note on it. Send rescue.
And you're just at the end of your driveway.
Yeah. Convertible sports car in no time.
Once it gets those locks to flow in the wind, you know
it's gonna be good.
You're gonna be hanging your head out your truck window, just driving.
It's gonna be like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Dude, so I have a good story about energy drinks Red Bull. I don't typically drink Red Bull, but we had a batch. This was before kids.
But when I do,
it's on. So I was coaching in a before kids, I coached like really competitive baseball, and we were in a tournament in Kirkland. It was a big tournament, like a state tournament, and we had first seed, so we had the night off into the day until the next afternoon. And so my buddy had a bachelor party in Portland, like 4 hours away. And so, and I was actually, I think this one I was putting on, and I was playing big dog. So I had like this nice hotel and all that. So we drive down there, party all night. Like I don't know if I slept maybe an hour. This is back in the day, like partied hard. As we're driving back, I'm trying to recover, and we buy a case of Red Bull, and I'm just like, bam,
Ugh.
bam, two of them. And I get there, and the coach tried to like, he tried to bring ringers in. He tried to bring select team players in on a non-select tournament. I had two teams, one was select, one was not. He tried to bring his select players in, and I knew their players, and I was going off the rails, yelling at them across the diamond, like in this big tournament. My coaches were like, what's gotten into you? Like doing that thing where they put their arm around your belly and kind of like slowly pulling you back. And I'm like, the veins are coming out. I'm just like, I'm gonna cut you like a fish. Like it was pretty bad. And then I calmed down.
It'll give you wings.
It gave me this like, yeah. Yep.
Red Bull was my coffee when I was in Cuba.
Oof.
That coffee shop did not have coffee. They just
Yeah.
had Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because, when they can't get something in Cuba, it's like, what do they have? All right, we'll get that.
Yep. We got Red Bull.
Got to go to like 10 stores in order to find everything you need.
Yep.
One of them will have like all their shelves filled with one item. And you're like, flour? Like the whole store is just flour?
Mm.
It's like, you're a gas station. Why do you have all this flour? You don't have.
And depends.
Yeah.
Colin Blackwell asks if you have thoughts about the Pro Moto.
They're awesome, I think.
Yeah.
I
still haven't driven one.
Do
you drive them?
people
Do
that
you
drive
ride
them on cement, you control them.
Mm.
You don't drive or ride. You're not riding on it.
It's
Riding,
kind of dictatorship.
you control it. Yeah. So I don't ever drive them on cement, and I know people do. But those ones tend to be the ones where there's chain stretch more. I think probably because the torque,
Yeah.
the amount of torque goes right to the chain.
Sure.
There's not like slippage on the ground below it. You also wear through tires faster. So,
Well, they have road tires.
yeah,
Do those
Yeah,
wear
they do.
faster?
I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, so I love it for using in the grass, dirt, whatever. But then you don't get the easy right up. Like if it crashed, you got to go pick it up. Like
Mm.
it's got that self-righting that really, unless you're on hard packed clay,
Mm.
you're not using it to get back up. So cement, you can at least like not have to walk of shame all the time, but sand or dirt, whatever, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
But I got to the point where I could keep it pretty upright. I learned the amount of steering to do in the grass or in wherever and just go for it. But yeah. So the Supermoto tires throw off the geometry. Interesting.
Name drop.
I only run it with the stock tires on it. Everybody keeps trying to get me to put other things on, and I don't know. What I like about dirt bikes is tearing up yards and dirt, and so that's all I wanted to use it for. And motocross is back on, by the way.
Mm.
Supercross.
Mm-hmm.
It's been an awesome couple weeks getting to watch Supercross on the weekends again.
Mm-hmm.
So stoked about that. And who thinks that the Jason Williams and Jet Lawrence little scrum at the end was interesting. I can't wait to
Didn't
see
see
next
it.
race.
I didn't see it.
But
They don't televise it as much out here.
it's on CNBC the day after it happens. So if it happens Saturday night,
I don't know
It
if we get
airs
that out
Sunday.
here.
CNBC.
I know we do. I just don't know. It's one of those like dark channels where it's like you never really know what you're gonna get on it out here.
Hmm.
You know how it is. Like some networks get different scheduling.
Hmm.
Like
Interesting.
we don't get much of the Lucas Power series stuff out here anymore. We used to.
Really?
Yeah, we used to, and we don't get that much anymore. I have to watch Roku TV to get all
To see
that
it.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I pay for Peacock during the season so I can watch it when it's live.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I think we have it because we watched the football game on it.
yeah. So it's on that, and you can go back and pull them up. But yeah, the last one was awesome. But the one before was like too muddy, like it was insane,
Yeah, I
like
remember.
not
I saw
fun.
clips of that one. Yeah.
But this one was somewhat muddy, but by the mains, they were running pretty good.
Yeah.
And the guy that won, I won't say who it was, but it was amazing. I was so happy. The 450
That's dope.
made my day.
So here's my action items for next week. I'm going oval racing on
You gonna
Saturday
do it?
for the first time. I'm probably not going to race. My son's going to race a couple heats.
Thank you. You got it, Colin.
Because I have to see my daughter off for her first dance. So, but we're going to go check that out. I am going to be anxiously waiting by my mailbox for Harley's response to a full-on competition sponsorship letter, just to see, if he meets my terms. Just kidding. And I'm going to try to get Ghost Energy Gaming Fuel as our sponsor for the show. And then so we can just be all cracked out when we're watching while we're talking. That'd be awesome. And then I'm going to be
Check your fax machine.
What a jerk.
I think that's what he sent me the 24 scale in, was the fax machine.
Yeah. Yep. Nice.
Didn't end well for it, I'll say that.
Straight. It's like that meme where it's the fax machine, the printer going straight into the shredder.
He has one. He's old. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's not a good thing to say it was on, because he's actually going to look afterward.
I know. I'm going to go and check it out. Be like, hey, is this thing on? Listening for my dial tone. So. AOL, you're online.
You've got mail.
Yes. So
I used to love that. That was such an addicting sound.
It is.
You've got mail.
Yep. The fax is a photo of him.
See, I'm old enough for fax, but we weren't quite. Like, I always had to ask somebody to fax it for me. I was like, because it was kind of like already fading out.
Well,
by the time I was in college, so I wasn't. Yeah.
So
I'd have to like hand it to a secretary and be like, "Could you fax this for me?"
But we are old enough for the CRT printers, the spool printers.
Yeah,
we are old enough for that.
Yeah, we did use those.
Yeah,
but the faxes were like the adults were running them, and I wasn't quite sure at that time. And I know they stuck around for a long time after that, but I never had to use them enough that I did. Yeah. So I'd take it to like Kinko's and make, "Can you fax this for me?"
Yep. It's funny. KLN says, anyone want to?
Can we just email it by now?
Just for memories. I actually saw a
the football teams have quartered ones still, right? Those little black phones.
Yeah. Same with baseball. When they call the bullpen, it's a corded phone. So I saw one on Facebook Marketplace. It was a payphone, like the body of a payphone. And I'm like, that's got to work still. Just plug it into a landline and like tape the coin receptor down. And you should be able to pick it up and make a phone call all day. Like, how rad would that be to have like in your basement? Like, hello? It'd be pretty rad, Tony. Shut up.
Yeah. I have an old school phone booth still.
Yeah, there was one of those too. They were separate now. So those fax machines are like laser discs in the office. So who remembers my stepdad had a mini disc player in his custom car?
Mini disc. I love my Sony mini disc player.
Yeah,
I still have mini discs. Like I have masters, like recording masters on mini disc.
Didn't that just feel like the future? Like this little mini disc, like it felt like so Total Recall. Like I've got all this on this little mini disc right here.
Yep.
Oh,
I
man.
exported off of my Zip 250 discs
Oh,
onto the
yeah,
mini
zip
disc
drive.
via
Yeah,
optical, and you're like,
yeah,
dang, this is all
yeah.
digital.
Yep. I'm talking to the aliens, dog.
Yeah. No skipping either. So I'd like try and record my CDs and stuff to mini discs so I could carry it.
Yep.
I'd make my own little mixed mini discs.
Yep.
It's good
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I was one of the people that would spend it. Zip 250 was legit. Yes, I had like this Roland 8-track digital recorder
Yep.
recording music, and it went to Zip 250 discs.
Yep.
And you'd fill one up with like a song.
I want to say mine was like an iOmega. It was like that translucent purple zip drive.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
I remember those.
And it would like spit it out. Like literally you'd hit the button and be like, pew,
Yep.
catch it. Like it was like toast coming at you.
Yep.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Weren't they the only ones that made them though? Because it was a proprietary, which is why it never took off.
I don't know.
Wherever that zip was. But yeah.
Oh, dude, I could walk out right now. He's saying he found a shoebox full of tapes and 200 CDs. I could walk out right now in 2 minutes and grab 2 CD cases full of CDs and a stack of CDs that were. Remember back in the day, you used to feel almost dirty when you were burning them off a LimeWire. Like you're like, ooh, I got like all these CDs, all these, like selling them on the side out of your jacket.
I didn't do that.
Who wants Blackstreet? I got Blackstreet right here.
It's like getting movies in China when I was there. They had all these
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm not putting that in my computer. I've got boxes in that back corner over there that are labeled like A, B to C, with all the C, like hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah.
the originals there because they're in my iTunes library where I imported them, but you have to have the original.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
in order to have it digitally, you have to have.
You have to plug it in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have
That's
a crazy amount of original CDs still.
Yep.
And I don't know when I'll ever get rid of them because some of them you can't get on streaming.
Nope.
So they're only on my little server that I've got here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
That's funny.
yeah. Well, we should get ready to wrap here. I've got to edit another video, unfortunately. And then I've got to somehow find time to do this video for Furatech on this. I do it tomorrow morning at this point.
Sponsored. You got to hold it up like Ricky Bobby.
Influencered. Not sponsored. But it is one of those things, again, like the products I stand behind, I'm still willing to tell them, yes,
Yeah.
I will do a video on that. Because, well, this will actually be good for my build. Like I needed this
Yeah.
in that tight hard park build. I can move this back to where the receiver is and not have it I literally jammed the Ultimate ESC on top of the transmission. It's literally just jammed between that and the top plate of the car being held by the friction
fit.
of how,
Yeah.
super tight fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just jammed it in there and it's super sketch. So there's no tape, nothing. It's just literally jammed in there. And so this will allow me to move it back to where the receiver is and not have it be so sketch.
That's funny. There you go.
So yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, dude. It's time for me to go change my drawers.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
It's that ghost. I'd stop drinking it. It's making you poop your pants.
That or IHOP.
Yeah. Well, probably both. A little bit of both. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always.
Goodbye. Tip your waitress.
Goodbye. Yes. Or waiter.
Or waiter. Did you hit the button yet?